Good afternoon and welcome to the Breaking Free Show. My name is Marilyn Shannon and I am so happy to be here with you today. Thank you so much for joining us from wherever you are, across the ocean, across the lake, across the street, across the country, across the world. Welcome. We're always happy to have you. Your input, your energy is felt here all the time. And I come here each and every week along with Amnon, our producer, and Chris, who is our co-producer, and our dear friend Suziani in the chat, and all of our friends. We come together each week to share, to grow, to feel that freedom that we so desire. And I'm so happy to have you. So today is going to be a fun day. I have lots and lots of things to talk to you about and lots of things in store. So hold on to your seats. And we're going to introduce Amnon. Hey.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. And you?
I'm just fine.
Yeah.
You look marvelous.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's summer, and I thought, oh, what the heck, It's part of my saying to myself, you know what? I took the hat off, and then I put it on, and then I took the hat off, and then I put it on, and I said, why can't I wear a hat? Who's going to tell me I shouldn't wear a hat?
Nobody.
Nobody. So here I am wearing a hat. So your week, your summer, everything going?
Everything is going like expected. It's day by day.
Day by day. So, yesterday I had the pleasure of being with my children and my grandchildren, and I met this woman that I used to know, and she said to me, she was just turned 60, and she said she's really having a hard time with 60. Her children have grown up. She doesn't have any grandchildren yet. She can't wait to have grandchildren. So I said to her, well, one of the greatest things about having grandchildren, and there are many, but one of the greatest things about having grandchildren is you're back in the baby pool. I am back in the baby pool. I mean, seriously, it was so much fun yesterday with my grandson because he was just plopping around, and I just said, you know what? I'm sitting right in the pool, and it was the greatest. So it's a whole new world to be a grandma and be in the baby pool.
Did you do pool? Did you do laps?
Not yesterday. I did laps another day though. Yesterday I didn't do laps with him. I just
in the baby pool.
In the baby pool. Oh no, just him. Thank you, Suziani. She said she loves my hat. I appreciate that very much. Why don't you put yours on? Everybody, if you have a hat, put it on. So today, we very often, a lot of times, have a guest on our show, and they're wonderful. They come with messages, with stories, with ideas, with philosophies, technologies. They're interesting. They're warm. They're friendly. They have something to share, something that we can learn from, and whatever. It's wonderful. But I love doing shows alone. I mean, I don't mean alone because you're here. Amnon's here. But I mean without a guest. Because it's just you and me and Amnon just sitting, Chris, Suziani, just sitting and chatting and talking about things. And so keep that in mind today when you are here with us, that you are more than welcome. And I'm depending on it, that you can call in anytime, chat with us anytime. If you'd like, you can call in anytime you want and share whatever it is that's on your mind at 919-518-9773, or you can Skype in with us and voice at computers, the number 2, K voice, anytime. Or if you like to join our chat, which you're more than welcome to, you can put your name in the little box underneath the window of the video and just chat with us. And we'd love to hear from you as well. So today the topic is summer. Summer is an extraordinary time of year. Something happens with people's energy during the summer. People get together during the summer. There's all kinds of things, and I want to explore some of the fun. I want to explore the work aspect of summer, because as I say, it's not a time to close. People are still doing business. People still want to do business. People's energy is touchable. I mean, there are things that we can do during the summer that we might not think about the other times of the year, or just are not available because of where we live. Maybe you live somewhere where it's summer all the time. Well, that's great. Do you appreciate it? Do you acknowledge it? Do you love the warmth? I mean, what do you do in the summer? So we're going to talk about that. So Amnon, would you do me a favor and put up the first slide? So here's an interesting slide that I love. Every summer has its own story. I think that is just magnificent. because it does. And I remember back when I was a child, and things happened during the summer. We went to camp, we hung out with our parents. There were things that were stewing during the summer that is just fun to create. So before we get into the entire show, I want you to be thinking about processing, creating this notion of every summer has its own story. What will the summer of 2015 tell you? What will you create for the summer of 2015? Who will you get to meet? Who will you get to know? I mean, what will you do to make the summer of 2015 memorable to you? So Amnon said something magnificent to me earlier. What does the summer of 2015 so far mean to you?
Oh, just the fact that it's Kathy's time off from school,
Uh-huh. His wife.
my wife, and she's not working now, so she's home.
So she's home.
And it's
that's-
great.
And it's great.
It's great. Working outside. It's just nice not to have any kind of a hustle bustle in the morning before
Right.
she goes to work. And
Right.
all that. So it's just nice to have her around.
And do you always feel that way during the summer? Is that always like the cherry on your summer
I
cake?
mean, it's a great, it's what it's all about.
I know. So what is it about the summer that makes the summer so special, do you think?
High energy bills.
High energy bill. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
you have an air conditioner. Yeah.
right.
What else
Uh,
do you think?
it's psychological. It's summer,
Yeah. Longer
you know.
days, longer nights.
right?
Right. I mean, I find myself
Sitting outside.
sitting outside. It was interesting. I said to my daughter yesterday, I was putting on sunscreen, my grandson's sunscreen, because I didn't have any and I didn't want to burn. And I was out in the sun a lot. So I was putting it on, and she said to me this morning, Mom, don't you put sunscreen on all the time? And I had to think for a second, because sometimes I'm swimming during the day, or I'm in the water during the day and it's sunny, but a lot of times I'm swimming at night. Where there's no sun. And I looked at it the other day when we were outside during the evening, and I thought to myself, wow, this is kind of freaky. I mean, I'm living during the day, big, robust, as big as I can live. But I'm also living at night. Thank you, summer, for giving me all this juicy time to do things. And that's when this idea of doing a show about the summer came up, because I want to make it juicy. I want to, have things to remember. I want it to be something that I feel like a teenager again, or a kid again. So just offering that up to you too. So if you have a summer story in the making, I would love to hear from you. What is going to be your story for the summer? And if you've got one that you've already started massaging and creating, or wanting to create, give us a call. I'd love to hear from you. 919-518-9773, or computers 2K Voice, or chat with us, because I'd love to hear it. And you don't just want to hear me talk, do you? I want to hear you talk too.
So is it
yeah, go ahead.
juicy as in skinny dipping at night?
Good. Well, it wasn't for me, because that would not be juicy for me or for anybody. But it could be
Why not?
that for somebody. Well, maybe it would be.
You see?
You know what? When I'm out there in the dark, I know nothing about what's going on under here. I only know what's going on up here, and that's it. So maybe it could be.
Good.
But
See?
I think it's let's explore these things. I mean, so what's wrong with skinny dipping?
And nothing wrong.
I mean, is anybody out there skinny
It's
dip
the
lately?
ultimate freedom, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Has anybody out there skinny dipped lately? I mean, I know what it feels like when I've been hot and I go in the pool and I can feel the chill of the water, even when it's, not as cool as it could be, because the temperature is so hot and the water has gotten hotter. But even when you get out, you feel a little breeze. It feels so tantalizing, on some way, not sexually, just a beautiful,
Right.
like you feel your body. You feel even feel your hair on your body.
You're
move.
aware.
Yeah,
It
you're,
the coolness, the
Yes,
cold, it makes
yes,
you aware.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and maybe there's something about that for the summer that gives us or helps us become more aware of things, whether it's food that we eat. I mean, we
Yeah.
eat a lot of fruit, delicious fruit, succulent fruit. I mean, juicy peaches and wonderful melons and grapes that are delicious. I mean, wonderful fruit, vegetables we get to eat.
Yeah.
Drinking. I mean, pretty drinks. I mean, how many of you out there drinking some pretty drinks this summer? I mean, really, like the
Mm.
other day, we were out for dinner with my daughter and her husband and my grandson. Spent a lot of time with my family, and the waiter came over and was talking about this special blueberry drink that they'll only have for that day, and it was like, and then on the menu they had something with watermelon. So, do we notice these things in the wintertime? I mean, what do they have in the
They're
wintertime?
probably not
Like
there in the
peppermint stick things in Christmas. So I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying and this is what a wonderful experience, because summertime there's color, there's different. I mean, you hear music outside. The other day, my husband and I on Saturday took a 5 mile hike, and believe me, I'm still hurting. And we stopped for yogurt, which was, I think, the best yogurt I've ever had in my mouth on this tongue ever, because I was like on fire and hot. And right next to the yogurt store was a new shop that opened up, a bottle shop, which does beer. And they had music outside. But you don't do that in the wintertime in a winter area. We're not like the North Pole here, but in North Carolina, but we have winter. And you don't have bands outside. So people are outside and they're schmoozing and they're drinking and they're eating outside. There's a level of enjoyment, of joy. Now, how do you get to that level? If you're sitting on a sofa and you have no one to be with, I'd like to talk to you as well, because what can you enjoy? I mean, when I was by myself a lot, and there were many times in my life where I've been by myself, I would take myself to restaurants that had counters so that I could eat and not feel alone. Or I would go to a lot of movies by myself, outdoor movies even. We have a museum here, and I would go to an outdoor movie sometimes by myself because it felt good, and I didn't want to deny what was so good about being during this time of year. I mean, it just there's some kind of frolic about my step when this time of year, and I enjoy the winter. I love the snow. I like the winter as well. I just think that I want to pay attention to this time of year as well. And I'd love to hear from anyone out there if you are having summer blues, to give us a call and let's talk about it. If you're having summer highs, give us a call. We'd love to talk about it. Do you have something to say?
No.
Okay. Next slide, please.
Next slide.
Yes. So don't forget, create a story. Whatever it is, just make a story happen. It was a weekend at somebody's house. It was a special walk you did and something occurred. Create your story so that when you look back on the summer, you can say that this was the story of the summer of 2015. Okay? Great. Okay. So this slide we use each and every week. I'm here by myself. Speak your mind is what I want to offer you. This is a license, and I am offering you to speak your mind during the show anytime you like. This license entitles you to say what you like without fear of judgment, because if whatever comes out of this mouth, I'm not judging. I'm not going to judge what's coming out of your mouth either. So bring it on. Or criticism, none of that. Open yourself up, and the world will open up with you. That's my prayer. That's my hope, is that by me opening up my oops and my toots and things that I've learned and things that I'm learning, that the world will open up too. And that's what I want from you. I want you to open up so that people can hear you and we all open up together. So, next one, please. Okay, summer. Hour gets lighter, skin gets darker, water gets warmer, drinks get colder, music gets louder, nights get longer, and life gets better. Summer, it's a beautiful time to connect with people, to create, to take yourself somewhere where you haven't been, even if you're by yourself. Get in the car and go. Give yourself a challenge. Give yourself an opportunity. Do something. You know, a couple of years ago, I had to go to California, and I am petrified of heights. And also, I don't listen to directions well. So I took myself um, on a little road trip, and I wanted to go up this mountain because that was the summer of this mountain. I couldn't. I was so scared of driving up this mountain that I pulled over. My legs, the car would not go. But this summer was the summer of that mountain, and I can't tell you how I made myself, but I literally made myself. And I got out of the car. I couldn't move. I was frozen. I just drove. I kept thinking I was going to fall off the mountain with this car, but I drove a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, and then petrified to turn around. Because when you get to the top of a mountain where there's an over, like a sightseeing over, what do we call them? Over peak, overhook. What do you call those? Overlook. Overlooks. They're called overlooks. There was no way to. I had to turn the car around. I was petrified, but that was the summer of that mountain. So, what is it for you? What is it that and I bought something on that trip that I hang in my office and that I remember this summer of this mountain. So it's something for me to look at on a regular basis and know, I accomplished this. So what is it going to be for you?
Was it a skeleton down the side of the mountain that you bought?
No,
No. Okay.
it was a door hook actually that I could hang a hat on, but I don't hang anything on it because then I won't be able to see it. I only want to. I really want to be able to see it because it reminds me of my fear, but it also reminds me of how I made, embraced it and got past it. Because let me tell you something, I am petrified. And the other day, my husband and I went for a hike. Told you in the beginning, a 5 mile hike. And before the hike, I was like really concerned were there going to be like high areas. And I'm taking yoga now and things, and I'm increasing my balance because my legs are not so strong. I've had arthritis ever since a child, so my legs get a little wobbly. And I was really like apprehensive that when I got on this path, which I didn't remember being on, was there going to be a drop? And maybe this time, because I've been taking yoga for so long, that maybe I would feel more confident and I wouldn't shake, but there was no drop. Just a lot of twigs, and I always fall over those, so whatever. But, again, I'm just building my stamina and embracing my fear and going on. All right. Let's see. All right, here we go. Next slide. Just the smell of the summer can make me fall in love. Isn't that lovely? Just a beautiful, just the smell of the flowers and the ocean and all of that just makes you fall in love, even if it's with yourself. What a beautiful thing.
One word missing.
What?
Again. Or all over.
All over, absolutely. Or still.
Yeah.
Or still. Oh, that's very interesting. So just the smell of the summer can make me again fall in love, or still fall in love, or once again fall in love. And what would you put in front of that word fall? What would you put in front of that word fall that would mean something to you? That would be interesting. So let me say it to you one more time. Just the smell of the summer can make me blank fall in love. What would you put there? All right, cool. Next one. Take me to the ocean. I have a yearning. I don't know. I like water. I love the mountains, but I love the smell of the ocean. I love walking on the ocean. I love watching people walk on the ocean, the sunset, the sunrise. I don't live very close to the ocean, a couple of hours away. I haven't been to the ocean maybe in a couple of years. It's one place. Maybe I'll take a day trip too. What about you? What do you experience at the ocean? And what have you accomplished by watching the water? And is it soothing? I mean, these are the things that we want to wake ourselves up with and make a difference. Next one. Okay, this is a big one. Ready? Offline. This is a time of year to take ourselves offline. Like I actually even left my phone in the car the other day when I went in to exercise.
And you worried all the time.
No, not even gave it a thought.
You're right.
No, didn't even give it a thought because I figured in an hour or an hour and a half of my being in the club working out and swimming, it was whatever was going to happen was going to be fine. So I think it's a time to, kind of have fun with ourselves, test ourselves, stretch ourselves, and being offline, take advantage of the ocean, take advantage of that lake, take advantage of the summer little trip, the road trip, take advantage of it and just take yourself offline a little bit. Get away from the computer. I mean, all day Saturday, I'm a work. I love working. I wouldn't say I'm a workaholic. I would say I love to work, and I love to do what I do. So I love like answering emails. I like going to my computer and looking certain things up. How can I use this? How can I use that? What am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with that? All day Saturday, I did not go online at all. I was offline. I don't broadcast it because there's no reason to, but take yourself offline and see how you can just ooze, see how you can just, pay attention to other things that you may not have paid attention to because you're always online. So take yourself offline. It's a gift. What about you? Do you take yourself offline ever?
No.
No. Would you?
I would love to, but I can't.
But you can't. It's your business, right? Okay. Well, sometimes you can't, but maybe you can a little
Maybe.
bit. When would that be? And besides, it's not in the middle of the
no idea.
night. I mean, if you can go off and sleep at night,
Well,
then you must
but-
be able to go offline sometimes.
Yeah, but when you're close enough to what's going on, and the phone rings, I mean, you can something important, you jump up and you can do with it. So
Right. But if it was important, it isn't.
I mean, to go away. Never mind.
All right, we won't talk about it. Next one. Summer should get a speeding ticket.
I know.
It's too fast, doesn't it? I mean, all of a
Yeah.
sudden, when I was growing up, my mother would say, by the time when July 4th comes, the summer's over. And I never liked that at all because we just had July 4th. It wasn't last week, it was the week before. I do not want to think that the summer's over. There's something about, I don't have like young children at home, so I'm not making lunch anymore. But there's something so marvelous, so many things that are so marvelous about the summer. And I know that the heat gets to people, and if you're not in air conditioning or whatever, but I understand that. But there's something so wonderful about the opportunities that await us during the summer that we can take advantage of. Even though we all, or many of us, still work, and there are kids that are in all year round schools here locally, or whatever. There's something about the summertime that we just want to keep taking advantage of. And it goes by the time you realize it, the summer's over. And kids are back in school, and people are revving up again, and there's no more vacation. People take vacations during the summer, so much. And it's just too fast. So take advantage of what you can.
So you have a dog now?
Dog? No. No. Why would you say that? Who said I drive a dog? Oh, no. Chris is asking this question. No, this was when I was on a hike
Oh,
in the wintertime a while back. We hiked and this dog followed us. And she was just reminding me of her doggie. Okay. So next slide. So there's fun and then there's work. And I really love both. I love playing and I love working. And I have a philosophy that you need to work hard to play hard, and you need to play hard to work hard. I don't really believe that you can work hard unless you, of course, you play, right? You can't. And you can't play unless you have the money to afford to play. So it both I don't care what kind of work people do. It takes work to play. So the summer doesn't mean that you should flip the sign on your door closed, because there are still plenty of people out here that are working. And maybe there's a lot of people on vacation at a time, but take advantage of what you can. And so it is not a time to close up. It is a time to make tremendous things happen. Tremendous things can occur during the summer. So next, here we go. So here's a slide. Company owners get, let's see, can step back to improve their businesses. It's a time for company owners, whoever you are, managers, leaders of any kind, to step back and assess. Where is my business? Summertime is a great time to do that. Great time. Maybe it's a little slower for some businesses, so it's great. Some businesses are really busy. I have a client who's in the, uh, she has she's an exterminator. She's swamped this time of year. Swamped. That's great, but there's a lot of businesses that may not be. On the weekends, maybe you're not as busy as you could be when the weather isn't so great because people are spending a lot of time outdoors. It's a great time to assess. It's a great time to expand your network. Get out of your office and meet new people. Throw a party, throw a networking party. Any kind of party to me, when you invite people, turns into some kind and can turn into some kind of networking event. You invite a few people that don't know each other, voila. You can. There's a lot of wonderful things that can occur when you're having fun and working at the same time. Nobody says you can't have a watermelon margarita talking to somebody about business. It's a great time. People are more laid back, they're chilled out, they're maybe more open to what somebody has to say. It's a great time to expand your network in multiple ways. Great time to go to a conference or a networking event that you wouldn't have gone to before because you might not have had the time. Wonderful time to start new conversations about, you go up to the bar, you go up to the buffet, and you start to talk to somebody just about the summer. Like, man, it's hot today, or man, those are great shoes, or hey, I love your hat, or that's a great necklace, or, wonderful tie. That's a wonderful summer tie. Or, man, this has been a great big day. What have you done today? You can do that with anybody, whether you know them or you don't. Wonderful time. And this is the summertime because these things are available to us. Uh, let's see. I'm reading this, so it's okay. Oh, let me see. Take advantage of people's lighter summer sides. It's really important, and their schedules because they're not as busy, some of them either. Great time to email, call, chat, Skype, all of those things with people that you've been wanting to do it with all winter, but or fall, people were really tied up, so you didn't do it. Great time to invite somebody out and sit down at a cafe, anywhere, and enjoy the time of year. So can you give me the next slide? And remember, you can call in anybody. You're more than welcome to. Give us a chat, give us a call, anything. Love to hear from you. So just a little bit of what we have coming up before we go on with the rest of the show. So on, let's see, July 24th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., I am doing a webinar for parents with teenage children who have conflicts with their children over school. So it's a great time of year for parents of teenagers to take part in this webinar with me. It'll be where we'll be in the same room. We can see each other. It'll be online. We can see each other. We can talk. We can share information. I've got a lot of information to share about how to support your children during the school year and how to support yourself so that it's a win-win for everybody. So go ahead and sign up for it. You will not be sorry. You will love it. Tell your friends and anybody you know that has teenage children because we all face it. I did and actually still do because I have a 19-year-old who's in college. And parenting really, 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 really doesn't stop. So if you're interested, go ahead and sign up. If you want more information, please give me a holler at Marilyn@MarilynShannon.com. If you put up the next slide, you'll see where the link is that you can sign up for it. So I'm really looking forward to doing this, and I'm looking forward to having them more often because I really feel passionate about supporting people in their life. So the next slide has the registration. And that is it's a bit.ly/school conflicts. Sign up there. It's Eventbrite. Okie dokie. Next slide. Great time to improve your digital networking, especially when it's hot and you have longer days. It's a wonderful time to go online, make comments, share photographs of what your life is like this time of year, beautiful time to do that. Great time to go on Pinterest or some of the other sites, maybe Instagram that you haven't been on before. Take advantage of it, even if it's just for the next few months and you can't do it again. Doesn't matter. Do what you can, get what you can, give what you can. And then just take advantage of it and move on. Maybe you're making some great food and you want to take pictures and show the world. Well, go ahead and do that. Do you have any what were you going to say, Amnon?
I'm just not the believer of all these sites just to go for that.
Well, you'd be
It's
surprised how many. Well, it's no different than if you went to one networking thing.
all of them start with good intentions,
Yeah,
and then they spiral down because the way that they're being used is abused.
right. Well, in some
And at
cases.
that point, yeah,
In some cases, but if your intention and you have a goal in mind, and your goal is just like if you went to a networking meeting or a new networking event, and you said, okay, it's the summer, I have more time, I'm a little freer, the nights are longer, and whatever. You go and you say to yourself, I have the intention of meeting one or two nice people. That's it. And you go. And you go to a new networking thing, and you, with the intention of meeting one or two nice people. And you guess what will happen? You're going to meet one or two nice people, I promise.
yeah.
So do that. Maybe you have an in-home business and your children are home. Well, maybe there's some mommy groups, which would be great. Maybe there is, you go to the pool. There's opportunities everywhere. I was at the pool yesterday and there was a woman sitting on a chaise and I was packing my stuff up. And we started chatting and she had a cute little baby and I said something and she said, she said something else to me and she hands me her card. I mean, a lot of people are waiting for the opportunity to talk to you. Maybe they don't know what you know about talking back or about creating those conversations. So somebody has to take the lead. Maybe it'll be you, because most people want to engage. If I said something to her, and she was like, nice. If I said, well, nice day out, she said, yeah, nice day. Maybe I'd say, well, cute baby, thank you. If she turned away from me or didn't engage further, I know she's really not interested. So I walk away. Nothing gained, nothing lost, nothing. Well, maybe something gained because I did say it and I was nice. So yeah, something gained, but no big deal. You can do it. You can do it anywhere. And I think online, it's a great time to comment to people on their pictures. You have a little bit more time, you go and do it. Even though I said offline, sometimes taking yourself offline gives you more power to be online. Don't forget that. Let's see. So you'll never know who you'll meet at a barbecue. So always go prepared. If you're in business, always prepared to meet somebody, to have a nice connection with someone, to meet a new friend, to find a new associate, a new client, a new alliance, a new learning partner, somebody who will teach you something, a new summer story. Listen, go to a barbecue and look for that new summer story.
And put your suit on when you go
And put
there.
your suit on. Yeah, and put your suit on. Never leave your home without your business cards. Great time to refresh your website. Learn more about technology and other resources that you can use. Even maybe there's a lot of talk now about putting, websites mobile. A lot of things happening mobile. Maybe you don't know enough about it. Read a little bit. Great time to read about new technology, to bone up on things. Great time to take some trainings that you might not have time for in the winter time. Wonderful time for that. Next one. Create your goals for the fall. Listen, it's a great creative time. You're sitting by the ocean and you're just dazing. I've done that many times, and all of a sudden things start popping up. It's a wonderful time to do that because this is July. We have July, August, September, October. We're done after that. If you're an entrepreneur in any kind of business, by October, you're done. Unless, of course, you're in the retail and you're selling Christmas. Because November and December and January, not much. Now's a really good time to make hay when the hay is making. Whether you're in the process of launching a product, creating a webinar, whatever those things are, it's people are not as distracted. It's a great time to do that. It's a great time to ask people questions. Great time to do a survey because come November, December, people are done. They're shopping for Christmas. They're getting their food ready for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, all of those things. You're not going to start again up again until maybe the middle of January or into February. I used to think that okay, January 1st, January 2nd, whatever it was, that right after the first of the year I'd come back and people would be ready for me. Not so much. They're just ready just to get ready again. And it takes people a good couple of weeks to acclimate themselves back into the flow of business. So if you are in business, it is really important to sit back now and take a look and go, what did I accomplish? What do I want to accomplish? And rev it right up. So that's my suggestion. Okay, let's see what else we got. Oh, this is a good one. Get your staff on track. It's a really wonderful time to, we all, many of us, I don't have too many employees. I mean, Chris is working with us and stuff, and she's out on our chat. But some of you that might have a staff or be part of a staff, it's a great time to suggest that do some team things, staff things. Maybe everybody gets together and goes out for lunch. People get together and go out for dinner. Because, look, if you're not an entrepreneur per se, you work somewhere. Leaders are born every day. Leaders are within all of us. It's how we access it. I don't care where you sit. I don't care what part of the bus you're in, whether you're in the back of the bus, the front of the bus, whether you're in the bottom of the building or the top of the building. Everybody has leadership in them. You can suggest to people about taking lunch. You can suggest to somebody or a group of somebody's, a staff, a team, let's go for a walk, let's go for a hike. This is a wonderful time for staff to get together. And if you are an employer, it's a great time to take your staff out for dinner. It's a great time to invite your staff over for dinner. Team them up. It's a great opportunity to make the most. And you use the environment, you use the energy of what's going on to be able to do that. Wonderful time that you might not take during the winter or fall when you might be really, really busy. This is a great time to do that. Automate your business. Take time to do a newsletter. Get it placed out and scheduled. Do a blog. It's a great time to do that kind of thing. Again, these things take time. It's a wonderful time to start the ball rolling. Maybe if you can, turn it over to somebody else. Maybe you can't. But it's a really wonderful opportunity because, again, it's the summer. Maybe you're not as busy. And the other thing is we have a lot of things to say this time of year. So blogs, if you want to start a blog, it's another good idea because you have things to talk about. You can have pictures. You have a summer story to share. So these things are really good to start and to give yourself that kind of a schedule. Read some books. You're sitting around, and I can't read on my iPad outside, so I like to read a book. I don't know about you, but books work really well for me in this time of year when it's really light. So take that chance. If you're studying, I saw this marvelous woman the other day, young girl outside the pool. She must have been reading a biology book, something with anatomy, biology. She was sitting there and she was studying. So, I don't know, soothing, opportunities for change of pace kind of environments. Take it outdoors, take your book, read, learn something. Good time for that. Good time for finishing projects, whether they're business related, house related, personal related, whatever it is. Have you had something in the last year, 2 years, 10 years, last month that's been on your mind that you want to complete? Great time to do that. People do that this time of year. Whether it could be a art, something crafty, maybe it's something in your house. Go do it. Make that be part of your summer story of accomplishment. How you doing?
Fine.
Do you have anything to add of anything I've said so far? Nothing?
No.
Okay, everybody out there, I'm inviting you to call in, share with us 919-518-9773. Once again, Computers 2K Voice. If you have options and you can come on Skype, we'd love to have you. Also, in the chat, there's some things going on there. Put your name below our video and just hang out with us. Love to hear what you have to say, and you have experiences. Let's hear them. I want to draw them in. Another good thing this time of year is to study your competition. Learn what they're doing, who they are, what they're involved with, what they say, um, what are their products, how are they promoting themselves, all of those kinds of things. So if you are someone who, if you're an entrepreneur again, what are they doing? If you work for someone, what are your teammates doing? What do they know? Go out with someone, ask them some questions. It's a great time to assess information. Find out what people do. If you are home and you don't have a job, and I've been talking some in the last half of the show about working. If you don't have a job, this is another wonderful time of year to expand your network as well and to go out into places, coffee shops, sitting outside. This is a friendly time of year. People are more lighthearted. People are, you know, taking opportunities. They're eating outside. They're doing things in a different way. Make the most of this time of year. Go out and network. Plenty of people are doing it for jobs as well. I mean, I was sitting yesterday on a park at a picnic bench, and I was talking to a woman, and she said, "Do you know anybody who's looking for a job in sales?" Well, at the moment, I didn't, but I could. And here we were just casually talking over food and just hanging out. So this is again, do that for yourself. Get out there. Nothing is impossible, and every place you go is a possibility to accomplish something, to meet someone, uh, share something, taste something new. Just do something every day that might be a little different than you did the day before. Let's see. Clean your desk and your drawers. Doesn't always have to wait till tax season or December. This is a beautiful time of year to do summer cleaning. You can put the music on, turn the air up, open up the windows, have something great to drink, something pretty, and do it. Just make it a party. There's a lot of TV out now that are a lot of reruns, some new things. I mean, you don't have to watch TV, but some great fun TV shows are on. Again, make it a party. Turn up the music, clean out a drawer. What will you find in those drawers that you haven't looked for in a long time? Just carve out that little bit of time. Make that part of your summer story. Another good thing to do this time of year is work on your marketing. Like, how do you want to market yourself as an entrepreneur if you are an entrepreneur? How do you want to present yourself, brand yourself in the future, in the coming months? Great time to experiment. Great time to turn around and talk to people about it and share what your thoughts are. Share who you think you are. Share who other people notice you being. How are you showing up? Beautiful time to do that because there's a lot more partying going on. Great time to ask those questions. Here's one of the final things that I want to share. Not the final, but one of the finals. Is a great time to go away. It's a great time to recharge your battery with everything that you do, whether you're cleaning out a drawer, whether you are going to somebody's house for a barbecue, whether you're staying in and watching some old movie because it's really hot outside. Great time to recharge. And recharging happens when we do things that are different, when we look at things with a different way, when we acknowledge ourselves for something that we are doing that we hadn't done before, that we never thought we could do before. Fabulous time for that. I mean, I the other day told you all that I took a hike. Haven't taken a hike in a long time. And I hated it, some of it along the way, seriously. I mean, I was like, when will this end? And it was really hard going back up the hill to get to the car, even. And I could see the car. But man, when I was done, I was like, when can we do this again? Because I know the next time I do it won't be so hard. This time was a little difficult. Next time won't be so hard. So, what will you do this summer that will be one of the things that you'll remember for always and a day? I'd love for you to be thinking that way and to just turn it into the best thing and to let us know what those are. What will your accomplishments be from this summer? That's what freedom is about. Freedom is about maybe looking at an old canvas and changing it into something else. What were you looking at? What were you thinking?
You sound like you were about
Oh
to
no,
finish
we
and
have
I was
time.
saying, what's
Oh
going
no,
on?
no, 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 no. Oh no, we're not done yet. Recharging. I had been to a party last year, the year before, and just started talking to a bunch of ladies on the deck. And actually, I'm going to be doing business with one of the women doing a training. So I don't know. You just kind of your clothing is different this time of year. What kind of clothing will you experience this year? For me, I love the flow of different kind of clothing. I love feeling different clothing on my body. I love the idea of not having to be dressed from head to toe. And I look at people that can wear like short shorts, like these young girls, and they're beautiful. I don't wear short shorts. I do what I can for my body, and I show, my arms or part of my legs, but my shorts are getting a little shorter, and my sleeves are getting a little shorter because I'm getting more and more comfortable with myself, and that means freedom to me. So, what are you going to do? Okay, call me 919-518-9773 or connect with us at Computers 2K Voice, or you can share with us on our chat and just underneath our window and just go, put your name in there and let us know what's going on for you because I'm sure something is. Are you having a difficult time? Are things not working? Do you feel alone this time of year? I want to know. I'd love to hear it. I'd love you to call in and share whatever that is. If you are feeling lonely and there's a lot of partying going on, well, what can you do to create your own? What can you do to take your first or maybe your 10th freedom step out into the world so that you can experience the summer and have a beautiful story to share just to yourself? What will you do this summer that will be different? Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of water because whenever I talk a lot, I need a little sip. Okay. Anyway, we do have more slides, right?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. So this one's so cute. So just so you know, teachers don't have the summer off. They just do a year's worth of work in 10 months. Right?
Right.
And here's another one. Ready for the next one? This one I just love. Summer bodies are made in the winter. It's cool,
Good.
right?
Yes.
But a lot of, and I looked at this in a couple of different ways. I looked at this as saying, yes, summer bodies are made in the winter, but I also feel like work, that, when you work hard in the wintertime, you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor in the summer too. And just a lovely little fun quote. And here's another one that I want to bring to your attention, the last slide before I continue. So we are looking for people that we can share on our show that we would call alliances, right? Partners. If you have a product, a service that you would like us to share, some technology that you think is great, then I want to know about it, and we'd love to put it onto our page on MarilynShannon.com. That's Marilyn's favorite things. Because if I like something, I'm going to share it. If I want to introduce people to each other, I do that all the time. I like to call myself a bridge, and I used to call myself Bridgette, because I thought that was nicer. So I really enjoy the opportunity of getting to know people, getting to know products, services, so that when I like something, I would like the world to know about it and my world to know about it. So I have this product that we're using. It's called Zoom, Zoom, and I'm involved with a networking organization, and they use it for their virtual chapter. And I for looked for lots of different products and services that could do what this does. It does, you can see people, you can share desktops, you can do all kinds of things, and it's a really great tool. And we use it, and we don't, drop too many calls, and people don't, it's easy to get on, and you don't have to go through all kinds of torture to access it. So if you are someone who has a team, you're in a business, you are doing webinars, you do anything like that, this Zoom platform is a phenomenal opportunity. So just if you see the link right there, or you can go to MarilynShannon.com actually, and you can read more about it. You can click on the link and it'll take you to more information. It's a great product. It's not expensive, and it's very, very useful.
It's Zoom.us.
Yes, Zoom. Thank you.
That-
Zoom.us. But if you go to my page, it'll take you to a link of information that we've set up for you. So, and if you have anything that you also would like me to put on my Marilyn's favorite things, my page on my website, I would love that. If you're an artist, if you've written some music, I want to get personal here. This is great, and I will share, I use certain things like Constant Contact for my newsletter, for one thing that I do, and MailChimp for some other things, and things like that. Those are great, and those are, not big ticket items. They're not expensive. They're just things that a lot of people use. But if you're sitting out there and you are an artist and people don't know about you yet, or maybe they do know about you, but you want more exposure, I want to help. I would love to put your name and your products on my website. So if you're a music writer, you have some books you want to share, anything like that, please let me know. I would, again, we can put it there and a number of other things. And also, if you are interested in getting some exposure and you want some advertising, we would love to talk to you as well. We're getting all of our shows are doing really well on the channel. It's good. We have archives, we have YouTube. There's a lot of things open to you. So if you have any, a product, a service that you want marketed, let me know. You can write to Marilyn at MarilynShannon.com, and we will help you from there. We take this very personally. And I'll tell you something. I used to sell advertising years ago. And some of the shows, I worked for a small independent before I worked for NBC. And I would tell people, and I could really, honestly, I'd walk in and I'd say to somebody, do you have a product to sell? And they'd say, yeah, of course. And I'd say, okay. And they'd say, how many people do you get on this show? Well, this show might have gotten 1,000, or maybe this show had 2,000, whatever it is. And they would think, oh my God, that's not enough. I'd say, are you kidding? If a teeny, tiny percentage of those people came in each day, you couldn't even handle the business. So just keep that in mind. And when you're advertising your product, that you want to be able to handle the business that you're getting. And this is a good place to do it. So, what's coming up for you this coming week? What are you going to do for the summer?
For the rest of the summer.
Yeah, for the summer, for this week as part of your summer. What will you do? Anything different?
No.
Nothing. You won't even look at it differently? Oh, he's something else.
No, I don't. It's...
Come on.
I'm trying to think.
Something. Why get up every day?
Huh?
Why do you get up every day?
I don't think about it because...
Maybe you should.
No, I'm thankful that I get up every day, but it's not something that...
So
you
what
think
about
about
new
it?
food?
Yeah. Well, yeah, food is nice because Kathy cooks newer
there you go.
stuff.
Thank you, Kathy, because she's home.
She does, yeah.
And she
'cause she's
experiments
home.
with recipes.
Yep.
Does she experiment with new, spices or herbs?
Yep.
Well, That's
Well,
lovely.
okay. See, you think about these little things. I don't. I guess some people would
Okay,
say
let
I
me ask
take it
you a
for
question.
granted, but it's not.
Okay, you all
It's
can't see him, okay? But he has a big smile on his face, and when he heard when he got to that piece of the rest of the food and the herbs, your face lit up. So you can't see it, but I can. So it's nice, isn't it?
of course it's
So
nice.
do you look?
Anything that you do at home with your wife, husband,
Partner,
kids,
kids,
whatever,
yeah,
is nice.
it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you look forward to that every day.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to go and sit outside and feed the fish and the turtles and
And do you
just
eat
sit
outside?
around. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we ate. Yeah, we ate.
I mean,
Breakfast
this weekend
outside
was
yesterday.
phenomenal as
Yeah, it
far
was
as the weather.
lovely.
It was suddenly like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. We ate breakfast outside yesterday. We ate dinner outside, and
Yeah,
it was. I mean, you hear the birds, you
right.
hear the crickets, you hear the sounds of summer.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful.
It is.
Even when it rains, I love sitting outside underneath a thing, of course. Whatever those things are, on our little porch. I love sitting outside and listening to the
Yeah,
rain. It's beautiful,
it is.
and the smell is so delightful. So that's wonderful. So
So
I
yeah,
didn't notice it.
so you
I
see,
didn't
but
know
you have
she
to
did
get it
that.
out of me because I don't think about these things as, wow, maybe I should. It's I just take it as
I don't
well,
know.
it's a given. I'm
It's
going outside.
but it's like, okay, so Amnan has a beautiful pond. So when I walk into his office to do the show every day, I walk by this magnificent pond that has fish. And this is not a fish story. This is the truth. This big?
They're big. Yeah,
Is it any bigger than this?
yeah. The gold one is
This big? Every
well,
day, and it's a beautiful pond. It makes this beautiful pond noise that ponds make. And I walk in, and that's what I get to see.
yeah.
I pay attention to it. I mean, flowers, right? Those things are really appreciated by
Yeah.
me too.
And
So
Kathy does a great job outside on the greenery and the flowers and the
yeah,
plants,
she does.
and it's
She
nice
does.
to go out and just look and see it all. And
It is. So
yeah,
you'll pay a little more attention.
I always pay attention. It's just that I don't. I mean, and it's not that I'm not thankful, but I don't think about it when you're asking me.
Right, I understand that.
If I go outside and
Right.
you say, "So what do you like about here?" I'll give you a million things that you know, it's
But that's nice.
what is it? I can't think.
I know, but it is really.
Yeah.
So what is it that what are you not focusing in on enough? I'm going to think about that myself as well for this time of year. I mean, I did this whole talk, this show on all of these things, but really and truly, what am I missing? I mean, even though I don't want to miss things, and I'm so grateful to be here today because I'm sure, like yesterday, sitting on the porch, I loved it, but right from the porch, I went to do work. Right from the porch, I
Hmm.
went to do things. So I
Right.
didn't, the feeling of being on the porch didn't last as long. But now it's like a rubber band, but with a band that ain't breaking. I'm stretching it into today, talking to you all about this now because it was really, like, really nice.
But it's nice because you can go do it and go back to work and go do it and go back to work and
And that's a very
you know.
good point. For all of you that are listening, you don't have to give up everything to be able to spend an hour on the porch or
No.
have lunch sitting outside. It doesn't take much.
Take your iPad with you.
Take your iPad with you. Exactly. That's what I do. I mean, that's what I. But really, it doesn't take much. Just a little bit of something every day, and it doesn't take away your whole life. It just adds to it. So that's a
Right.
really good
That's
point.
that's
Yeah.
a way to recharge.
That's
You
a
were
way to
talking about
recharge. Absolutely.
if you're like in my situation, I mean it's great. I mean to go outside, to walk out there,
Yeah.
sit,
Yeah. Yeah.
even if it's for 10 minutes, have a cup of coffee or
Yeah.
some water, soda, whatever, and just sit and
Right.
suddenly, okay, let's go back to do this.
Yeah, but it's a little bit, right?
Yeah, but you
So-
don't. Yeah,
yeah,
you
but you-
don't do it a lot because you do it many times,
Not enough.
short
Right.
periods.
But short is okay too.
Yeah,
Shorts
absolutely.
recharge if you realize that it's about recharging and what a blessing even just a little bit is.
So
you know,
Chris
Right?
is saying, so it's really about paying
It's
attention.
about paying attention and taking those moments as best you can, the
Right.
summer moments to create.
Some
that
of us
summer
don't
story.
remember that we paid attention, though, Chris.
That's true too. Oh my God, let's not go there. All right, you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I'd love to hear from you next week. Anytime you want to contact me at Marilyn
this
at Marilyn
last-
Chon. Which one? Oh, I have
I
one
don't know.
more.
There was one more.
Do I have another one? Let me
Yeah,
see.
I don't know.
Oh, don't go yet. Hold on. What's the next one?
It's your webpage.
Oh, that's the Zoom thing that I was
Oh,
talking
is that what
about.
it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
All right, y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I look forward to seeing you all next week, and have a wonderful summery kind of week. Do something sizzling. Bye.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, Health In with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Lessons of Vietnam with NCBVI members, The Tanya Love Show, Your Healthy Pet with Gisela DiCarlo. And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it at www.nissancommunications.com. Sponsored by Atomus.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters for professionals, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.